How's it going, people? Hope you're doing fantastically well. So this video today is going to be the first of Kim's classic lies. Basically, we see Kim, she's a very clever person, very good at convincing, controlling, brainwashing, whatever you want to call it. And then the way she does it is she's adapted it through the alt media and media groups. That's why she has so many interviews. She likes to go on people's shows and steal their viewers. And this is all about her getting her following up. And we'll cover that. We've got some videos coming up on how she does it. And we've looked at some of the old videos from people that know her. And some people have come forward from ex-Life Force and Speak Project. Of course, we never ever reveal names, but we'll do a general video on some of the information that's been posted to us, like what's she like and how, what's her real agenda. That's the big question. We kind of know, we've covered it, but many people out there listen to our videos still want proof, which, you're asking for proof from a team that's not claiming to be anything apart from asking for evidence from Kim. That's all we want. So what proof do you want from us? All we're going to do is show you what we found and what people have shown us and shared with us and sources. So the big question here is, what has Kim got? Put the questions under her, or are you too afraid to ask her? People that have been brave enough to do it have been kicked out of the groups. Why would they do that? Why would Kim do that? Anyway, let's get into this video today. Today we're going to cover Kim's claim of executing Marduk. The big question at the beginning is, she goes on to shows like Kerry Cassidy and then makes it out that some other group killed Marduk, and then she tells other people that she killed him, as we'll show you in this video today. So the first video I'm going to show you is from Kerry Cassidy's interview, one of them with Kim. I'll play it now, and I'll definitely put the links in the description. You can watch the whole of the video. Right, let's get on to the first one.
I went back to Russia in July of 2015, and I was supposed to meet with everyone, including him. I met with grandfather and M and uncle, and M and I got into it because I didn't agree with what he was doing. So I already figured out a lot of things about November of the year prior. So it had been several months since I had been questioning them in totality. So I only went there to meet them face to face and confront them. That was my purpose for going, right? Mm-hmm. I had already heard a lot about and intuitively heard about what Putin was doing, side deals he was making, all based on the fact that you own the golden goose, right? Now, I didn't know this at the time until this incident. So during this incident, there was a confrontation between me and M. I saw what M really was.
Which was?
When they get angry, you can't hold the emotional level of matter, right? So I was making him very angry, and all of a sudden this big white dragon looking thing, I was just like, remember, I didn't know anything about others really, at the time, nothing. I just knew demon, kill it, right? So I was pretty good at that point with the ether, right? And it can be used as a weapon, can also be used to save you, can be used to shield you. It does many, many things that humans will, I hope in the very near future, all learn how to do, right?
Sure.
It's like our white magic, I guess you would say, because it's source is energy.
Yes.
So, okay. So anyway, so it went down. So I assumed I killed it. I found out later it was like a coma of some sort, and they said that he would be back. And I was like, okay. So the other two were very scared at that point because of what happened. And Putin never came to this second part. Now, I did meet Putin face to face a couple times prior to this. He's still a spook. I mean, the guy's a spook. He still acts like a spook. He walks like a spook. He talks like a spook.
When you supposedly killed what you thought was Marduk.
Just Marduk.
What?
Just Marduk.
Okay, but I'm thinking that you said there were two guys in the room. One of them, was that not Putin?
No, Zinke and Enlil, uncle and grandfather.
Okay, and so they stood by and you kind of killed, or well, you
I knocked it out.
You did a blow to knock out.
It was like in a coma, and then I felt bad about it.
You did, but how did they feel?
Shocked. They just looked shocked.
Okay, so they didn't think you had that kind of power.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, but what in essence I'm saying here is that you've just described that all the money has already been distributed.
Okay, I'm going to do at this point. I'll come back to that. So what I'm going to do now is just to show that it's not just Kim saying this now. Remember, Thomas Williams was also the spokesperson for Kim. All the intel during when all this was released about Marduk being killed and Kim taking over as the new whatever she calls herself. She's got about 50 titles. Thomas Williams also did many shows, and this information was come directly from Kim. She was the golden source of information, intel. So what we'll do is play a clip. It's not a great clip, but we've got loads of clips on our Facebook group page if you want to go there and do a search and look for things. So this is one from our Facebook group where Thomas Williams was reacting to Anna von Reitz, who was basically criticising Kim on a lot of things. I won't go into that. But yeah, have a little listen to what Thomas says as well. And a lot of this is to do with, again, that time when Kim went to Kremlin, allegedly. Here we go.
Little hammers in, or so she thinks. Like this. Her, Kim, status based on being Marduk's favourite is no big recommendation. Really, Anna? This is the same Marduk that tried to kill Kim in the Kremlin. Oops.
So, Kim was in the Kremlin, right? I'll show you this picture in a minute. So he says that she was killed. Sorry, he tried to kill her. Now look at this. Kim clearly says that this was a massive, big white dragon, which is from what I've been told, and you go to this website, it's not our animation, or should I say computer animation. This is supposed to be a white Royal Draco, which she's referenced many times. So it's Thomas Williams. So this is what she's knocked to the ground. Don't forget, she also says that Enki and Emerald was also in the room, who are also Draco. So she knocked this thing to the ground. Amazing, isn't it? She could do that. First, time she'd met them as well. So yeah, 14-foot Dracos. These are. This is again. I understand if you still believe what she's saying, but let's go on. Let's look at some other information about Kim. Now listen to this one.
Until you, in essence, knocked him out, but he didn't die if you knocked him out, right?
Not at that time. He died in August of 2016.
Okay, and did somebody kill him, or did he die of, if the Anunnaki do such thing, die of natural causes?
It's to say that, at some point you can only annoy people so much before you have to leave. You can only steal, cheat, lie, manipulate.
Okay, so you're saying someone took him out.
I saw him die. Let's put it this way. He's a jumper. He can jump dimensions. I saw him die.
I'm assuming it wasn't a human that killed him, right?
Maybe Source did it.
Okay, that's going pretty far up the chain. Maybe you don't have to go quite that far.
Etherically, it would have been Source.
Okay, but that's kind of general. Okay, well, let's just say the others. Someone among the others must have taken him out, if you say the others now control the gold and everything else, right?
Do we have a full confirm on the removal of the sun?
Yes, we do.
Confirmed kill.
Oh, yes, I definitely am sure of that.
Yep.
Fantastic. He was warned.
That was, well, yeah, we were all there for the entire operation.
Yep.
On that day.
Yes.
There were a total of about 150 on that day, confirmed kills, which is a word I hate, and in regards to humanity or any species for that matter. But yes, it was by order of the council, and it had to be done.
And how did this?
I'll put this back on again in a minute. So that last clip was where there was a radio show Thomas Williams has got, where he had Kim on there, but she didn't announce herself as being Kim at the time, but she was on the show with two other ladies, which was Ava Cowan and can't remember the other name, but there was two other ladies on there, and they all pretended to be translated for aliens which were on the show, and these aliens were talking on the radio show, and these two ladies were translating it into English. And so she clearly says on that, which was before the Kerry Cassidy show, that they, all three of them, saw Marduk executed, along with 150 other species, and that was ordered by the council. So, taking that into mind, this is kind of like she's kind of saying it, but it wasn't her that did it. Yeah, there was someone else doing it. They witnessed it. So let's just see what I can't remember. Let's see what was said on this next bit, which is with Chris Rice's TV show.
Does Marduk die?
He was murdered.
How do you murder an Anunnaki? a Marduk? Do they
Everything
believe like
bleeds,
okay?
Everything dies.
So I mean, because this is what people in ancient history would have considered to be gods.
Well, see, that's the problem, and that's
I know
where
it's
people
not a
like
god.
yourself come in, right? I don't worship anything. If it bleeds and it dies, as far as I'm concerned, you're just like me.
I asked what had happened with Marduk, and she was hesitating, and I kind of knew already what the answer was and said, well, somebody told me that something happened and you ultimately ended up killing him. And she said that was true. And I had asked, how do you kill Marduk? And she said that she ripped his head off and cut off his head and ripped his heart out. And Kim is, I'm like 5'9". Kim, I think, is like 5'4", and I really wasn't picturing Kim doing this to me. Not saying Kim's not capable of it, but it was something hard for me to wrap my head around. Even the fact of Marduk even potentially being alive since Mesopotamian, Babylonian times.
So there you go. You've got a full rundown there on what Kim had said during times of, like, during shows, interviews. All of that was all through interviews. She's changed the narrative. She's changed her story with Chris Rice. She says that right from the beginning, first of all, Marduk was executed with 150 other species. Then she comes on to Kerry Cassidy and says she knocked him over with some psychic power that she's got, 14-foot Royal Draco. Then she goes on to Chris Rice's show and tries to keep it together. Then she says, everything bleeds, he dies, but still didn't say that she murdered. All she said was that he was murdered. So she, in the end she told Chris Rice that she basically assassinated him. Well, call it what you want to call it. But do you really think she's got like some kind of sword or capability of slicing his head off, decapitating his head? It's kind of something that you see in movies, isn't it? Where you see, from some kind of a ninja film where you see someone punch someone into the chest and they pull their heart out. That's where she gets this from. You must be seriously looking at this now and going, oh my God, this woman needs some psychiatric help. Me personally, it's my opinion, I believe that she really does believe this stuff. She really believes that she is this character, because no matter what story she comes out with, she's always the one at the top, the star of it, the hero. And that's the bit you guys are missing. You really do. When you watch her things, you should be making notes. If she brings up dates, then write those dates down and go back and see what she said. It's all make-believe. She really does believe it. She does. She does need help. And as the time goes on, we go through some of these other evidence and, okay, let's just rewind a little bit back. This is about, we see her as it being lies, fictional, all made up, just to try and pull people in. Because remember, this pulls in people from the UFO community as well, which is massive. All we want is evidence. And all Chris Rice said was evidence. I'm sure Kerry Cassidy wants evidence. But they still keep putting her on their shows, giving her time. I think, me personally, after show one, I would have said, right, we'll draw a line here. You want to come back on my show? Let's have the evidence. But you ask him for evidence, she'll say, well, what's evidence? If I show you a photograph, you'll say I photoshopped it. Look, well, bring it to the forefront. Bring it on. Show us. Sure, you got videos. Everyone's got a cell phone. Can't you video yourself talking to them? Can't you? I tell you why she can't. Because she doesn't talk to them. She sits there, just like most of us do when we do our meditation. You can imagine everything. yeah, it really does happen in your mind. You feel like it's true, like a dream. But the fact that she believes that it's all true, and you can see in her eyes that she believes it's true. She's very good at convincing people that it's true because she believes it herself. But as time goes on, she will not be able to keep this together. She knows that. But what you've got to do now, guys, is seriously think. I mean, this, to me, the reason why we brought this one up first of all is because this is the silver bullet with Kim. Because absolutely no way could Kim psychically knock down a 14-foot Draco, which has got thousands of years old. It's free in the room, and plus there's probably security and everything. Come on. And on top of that, she makes out that she's witnessed 150 other species, but not just her, but Ava Cowan as well. Ava Cowan's she's not nothing like Kim. Where did her majestic security come from? Where's the witnessed being executed? It's just crazy. This is really crazy stuff. And by the time we've finished this series, on all these episodes on this, if you still believe her, then maybe you do live in some kind of a matrix. Because this is just fictional crap. And like we keep saying, that there are many things out there that Team Bubba believe in. Yeah, we believe that there's extraterrestrials. We believe that there's cabal and things being controlled on this planet, that we've been treated like slaves, and many other things. And we believed some of this stuff before, remember? But as time's gone on, we've come out of it, and we've seen it as it all unravels, the lies, the bullshit. You just got to listen to her latest news bulletin she does. I might even put a clip on the end of this as a bonus, just so you can listen to it and look at how mad she is. You can't believe it. Like, again, all words, and there's no facts with it. And here's some bonus content from you, and it kind of fits in with the topic, pack of lies. So here's Kim's latest United Network news bullshit from yesterday. Now take a little listen to this. Remember, Kim once said that she controls the nuclear weapons. She has the third nuclear weapon codes, so there can never be a nuclear war. But she must have forgot it. But so listen to this, what she has to say from yesterday.
So once the country erupted into a civil war, then there would, of course, be a financial crash, right? They're having a really tough time with this whole World War III scenario, the total crash of everything. Russians aren't really playing their job. They don't want to participate in nuclear war. Although General Raymond of the Space Force has been running around working plans for what he calls a nuclear trifecta. That would be a nuclear war with the U.S., Iran, and Russia. Russia has adamantly said they don't want to have a nuclear war. They don't want to get involved in that. We played your game, the old KGB generals saying, we played your game with the Ukraine, and we're not willing to take it that far. So
Kim, what do you mean? There can't be a nuclear war because they have to get the third code from you. Oh, you forgot about that? So, one more thing I wanted to share with you. There's another boo-boo from Kim when she talks about Trump, which she's already said Trump and the Trump family are already dead. But she still continues talking about Trump. Maybe they're all clones. That's how she gets away with it. Covers a track. But anyway, listen to this one, and I'll give some little opinion for myself.
But I will repeat, for those of you that haven't heard this before, Trump absolutely won the election. That's a fact. Was there voter fraud? Absolutely. Was he involved in it? Absolutely. He chose to leave office. He wanted to leave office because he thought he was going to gain a higher position within the order. He knew about COVID ahead of time, years ahead of time. He knew that this was going to happen, or begin at least during his presidency. But the majority of horrible things done to Americans by these same people that I just explained to you, that run the Kushners of the world and the Order of the Black Sun, who got married, right? Were they aware? Yes.
So Trump was aware that there'd be a COVID outbreak. The Black Sun, she talks about. Everybody else knew about it, but she didn't. Isn't that weird? In the position she's in. How come she didn't know about it? They were going to do this. She's got this Kim's monetary system, security. She knows about everything that goes on, but she didn't know about COVID. She didn't know it was going to happen. She clearly didn't, because she would have told us about it, wouldn't she? She would have said they're going to kick off some variant that's going to come out, and we're all going to suffer. They're going to try and, lock us down. They're going to do this. Not a word. Her, Tank, and Thomas Williams piggybacked on this, and they're still doing it today. Anyway, that's my opinion, and it's facts included in that, because of, if you've been watching her content from before around 2019 onwards, you would know she they ever mentioned COVID in any of her information. Anyway, that's the bonus content. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.